Well, it's Saturday morning, the 8th of January 2022. I'll get the date right, the year right this time. Today we're working on this hot shot. Now this machine was presented to us earlier this week, and what we're looking at here is the underside of the score motor and switch stack 1A, and the outside switch, which is the scoring switch, has the incorrect size pad. Someone's replaced a small pad, and as you can also see, the wafer's missing. So, and it's a bit hard to get in there. There's the big pad and there's the small pad, so we're going to have to change that. It's quite incredible, some of the things that have been done on this machine, really. It would appear that it's been prettied up to sell at the auction, which is probably fair enough, but by God, some of the things we've noticed in here. So also, if you have a look, it looks like dirt in between those switch blades, but it's not dirt. What it is, it's the fish paper. Whatever they've cleaned it with, it's disintegrated. It's done that on every reel, as well as all the wires at the end, whatever they've cleaned it with, are frayed. A little bit hard to see in there, perhaps. Let's just zoom in a little bit and have a look at those. Yeah, they're all frayed, so that's no good. So we're going to have to repair that. We're just going to change that switch with another one out an old score motor we have. But you know, when you look at it, they've done a good job on the actual board itself. Everything's all cleaned up. They've even put a new switch here in the E relay, if I can get to that. Brand new switch here. You can probably see that there. The only one small problem was they left the screw loose on the back of the coil, and it was all flopping around everywhere. So even though it looks good, we've had to go right through it. You know, look, they've cleaned up the chimes. That's all nice. All nice and clean inside. Unfortunately, the back glass on this isn't as good as one would like it to be. But so far, we've done all that work in the back box. We had to go through we had to redo the whole player unit. That was the one we showed in a photo on our Goat Shed Facebook page, where switch P5A had been mangled. God knows how they managed to do that. The 0 to 9 unit was actually stepping backwards. Now the reason that was stepping backwards, everyone that watched our previous videos know there's a metal check pull that runs through the middle here. That's the tail end of it, just there. Don't know if you can see that, you probably can't. But it's adjustable with 2 screws. It was just pushed too far in the wrong direction, causing problems. But once again, it's quite clean inside. We did find a problem with the Z1 relay too. I'm just trying to remember what that was. I think a switch. You know, there's 2 switches on the outside. One of those was bent out. That's right, that's what it was. We've just completed under the playfield. We've put a new flipper kit in. Interesting to note how it's got the old, really early style A5141 coils. Now the only thing we don't know, and we're going to have to find out, whether the triangle has been, it looked like it's been grounded, but we're not too sure. We'll worry about that when you put it back together. So that's sort of where we're up to with this machine. Looks can be deceiving. This was badly worn, too much sideways movement in the ball kicker assembly, so we've repaired that. That's pretty common. What else? Oh, the bonus unit down here. We had to replace the coil casing, that part there. That they break across here, that bit there. We had to replace that. That bonus unit did need a fair bit of work on it. The escapement wheel, it's only a one-way bonus unit, by the way. It's not a two-way unit. Well, I'm saying it's a bonus unit. It's probably something to do with the bonuses. But no, drop targets are all okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to complete our repairs on this and see where we get up to. And the trip bank, someone's done a fair bit of work on that. So cosmetically, they've cleaned all those rollers up, which is a good thing. The back of the switches, we spoke about that in a video the other day. But yeah, whoever's done this has certainly just prettied the game up just to sell it and not remembered a few of the basic things to do with pinball machines. So obviously, while we've got the motor, we've just got it up there on a block so we could get at that switch a lot easier. So we're just about to unsolder that and get into it. So stay tuned and we'll show you what happens. Alright, we're just prepared another switch we've got off an old machine. Just cleaned the contact pad with the Dremel, reflowed some solder on the end, and we're getting ready to put that back in the machine. Now just another thing I wanted to show you while we're here. We're going through all the relays on the game, and what often we find is that the relay seems to stick, and we'll just get in there and we can see the dirt on that little bud there. I'm just going to get Graham to put a file in there so you can see what we do. He's just going to point to the dirt. It's sort of like grease. There you go. He'll clean that up. And what happens, what tends to happen is that when you operate the ladder, you feel it stick. So we like to do that, and then we like to put a file through the top where the armature plate strikes, just to clean that up as well. So that's something we do. I guess we never really show you some of the things we do. A few people write to us and say, why didn't you show me this and why didn't you show me that? I guess we take things for granted, and we probably shouldn't, because we're trying to teach you. So, and as well, of course, it's super important to make sure that the screw stacks are tight before you do any adjustments. Those screw stacks there, we always tighten them. Okay, and remember, one of the other things we do, and I'll show you that, which is very important. We have showed this in previous videos, but it never hurts to show you again. We like to get our meter and clip onto the common side of the circuit. The common circuit is the black wires. I normally use the score motor to terminate that, but it doesn't matter. And then what we like to do is just go onto the power side of each coil and make sure we've got a reading. It doesn't take long to do. Now remember, a coil that measures 1 ohm or below is most likely crook. If a coil measures open circuit, it's most likely the wire is broken off just inside the wrapper or right on the edge of the lug where it solders on. That's very common. So if you do that with your games, there's another one we'll check just to get an idea. There you go. It's all good. Now, repairs are steadily happening here in the background. Oh, there's Spanky coming to have a look at what's going on. Let's see, what's Graham doing? He's
straighten the switches up.
He's just screwing the stack back down. And of course the screws on the score motor are important to be checked for being tight as well. So we've now got the correct pad in there, because that's a scoring pad, and I think we would have had trouble with that other one. One other thing we found on this machine is we had undone the wing nuts on the trip bank. Now this trip bank in particular has 2 coils. We did a video the other day with a single coil trip bank. So remember, there's fuses on these trip banks, and if the fuse blows, you can be in trouble. Okay, so we've now got that switch happening here. Let's have a look. There it is. Oh, look at that, it's
Beautiful.
lovely. That's a lot better, and you can see the bigger contact, nice and clean. So away we go. Yes, so we were saying, there's the trip bank fuse. Always remember to test that too, because if that blows, your banks won't reset. And some banks have got 2 fuses, so...
you can see better how the paper's worn apart now.
Yeah, there's that.
On all of them.
Yeah, look at that. So, whatever they've cleaned it with, every piece of fish paper's dissolved.
That one's just about to go.
Yeah. Now, they did replace one. There's one there they've replaced. Just show that one. Oh, there it is. There's the end of it here. They replaced that.
And they've replaced a lot on
the trip bank itself. So they've gone to a bit of trouble, but, you know, they could have tidied it up a bit by trimming them off, couldn't they? But still and all. So, just never know what you're going to find on these pinball machines when you go to work on them. You really don't. It becomes a bit of a mystery. But our visual check of the machine revealed that bad switch on that score motor, and that's just not right. So it had to be changed. And that's what we've done. And we're lucky we've got parts, you know, and I appreciate probably some people don't have parts, but why on earth didn't they order the parts and do it properly? You know, do it right, do it once, is the old saying. So we note this machine here is on high tap at the moment. That red wire, high. We'll put it in and play the game and see how it is. We don't normally leave them on high tap, but that's the way it's set up, so that's the way we'll leave it. Now, as we proceed, one other thing that I wanted to point out to you. When we went to lift the trip bank up by undoing the wing nuts, what happened was, it was as tight as it wouldn't loosen up. It wouldn't swing up like it should. Like this. Oh, can you swing that up for me, please, Graham, and pass me the 3/8 nut driver? So you loosen the nuts. Now remember, this is important. So that lifts up. What the problem was is these nuts here, right there on each side, were tight, like they're nylock nuts. There's no need to have them tight. You've got to have a bit of sideways movement, as we'll illustrate at the moment by shifting the trip bank sideways. There's a little bit of sideways movement. It was too tight, it wouldn't lift up. So, you know, maybe they thought that that's what you had to do, but makes it a bit hard. If it's in the machine, you mightn't be able to get a spanner in there. Okay, now we're going to put that trip bank back down now, and we're just going to remind you how important it is. Now, just, Graham, forcibly lift it up a bit and tighten it up with it out. Probably harder to do than... Right. Now see that? That is not correct. That means that the switches may sit in the wrong spot when reset. The reset bar can be in the wrong position. Okay, anything can happen. So now if we put it in the right spot, so you see where it belongs, that's how it should be on each side. So can't emphasise that enough. That is very, very important. Okay, well, we've just got to finish checking all the relays on this game now and cleaning them, and we'll then put it back in the machine and give it a run, and it should be fine. Or we'll troubleshoot. There'll probably be some issues that we've got to contend with, but we'll troubleshoot that. Okay, so we hope this has been another informative video for you, and we really would appreciate it if you give us the thumbs up on all our videos. It helps us get recognised and encourage us to make more videos for you. And without further ado, we anxiously look forward to seeing you in our next video. So this has been another Goat Shed presentation.